Here we go. On the road again. Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House. So guys, now that I've been kind of painted into a corner, and what do I mean by that? Well, lack of property from the start of the Off-Grid Tiny House has been the massive issue, and continues to be massive issue all the way till the end. Now the real nasty problem with this is I need to find local land that's out in the country with neighbors that are few and far between. That way I can maintain my day job and carry on and have a tiny house out there. My thinking basically is long-term retirement plan now for the Off-Grid Tiny House is buy a house out in the country, just out of town, and then what I would do is get one of those Amish, large Amish sheds delivered, and convert that into an Off-Grid Tiny House for myself, live in that on the property, because you know, country properties pretty large. Neighbors are few and far between and they don't really bug you. And then I would rent out the main house, basically, and that would pay for mortgage and be, once the mortgage is paid off, that would be the income long term. So I would live in the Off-Grid Tiny House and rent out the property, do the maintenance around the place, do all my good stuff, gardening, blah 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 blah, taking care of the place so the tenants don't have to, and Bob's your uncle, happily ever after, right? So that is the game plan, and hopefully we get to that stage. Now, I'm not entirely sure. I'm going to shut the heat off there. Turn the seat warmer on instead. The weather is looking pretty crappy now. Looks like we're going to get a bunch of snow. Now, guys, if you've been watching the news, you know Vancouver, British Columbia just got dominated with a freak weather event that dropped like 300 millimeters of rain in one day, or 300 mils a day for a couple days, and it just devastated a lot of people out on the other side of Canada. And unbelievable, guys, weather event. Now they're gonna have to, it's gonna be a long haul of recovery for them, but they're getting their, they've been having a hell of a time over there with the forest fires, now the flooding, reverse. So yeah, just craziness. So landslides, they lost a lot of properties lost, a lot of farmland lost, a lot of cattle and so on and so forth, you name it, lost. It's craziness. So that's going on. And then getting back to talking about me being painted into a corner with lack of available land. I want just a country house out in the, just outside of town, so I can still drive into town, do my day job. I gotta maintain my day job. Without it, you're homeless. So that is the plan. And if you don't have that, you're screwed. So, like I said, get a country house, buy an Amish shed, get them to deliver, set it up on the property. Then I'll convert it to an off-grid tiny house, live in that. Rent out the main house, and go from there. That would be awesome. That would be my ideal plan. Now, the problem with that is, and the problem it's been all the way dogging me all the way through trying to get off the grid, is getting land itself locally around here. pretty much impossible. I've said it many times and complained about it many times on video. It's like I'm living in the Twilight Zone. Property's not available. It's pretty pathetic, and pretty pissed about that. Not very fun at all. So that's what I'm dealing with. And it's only worse now because the housing boom that's happening right now, and all these big corporations like BlackRock and Zillow are buying up housing, renting it out or flipping it, and they're basically causing lack of affordable housing, lack of affordable rent for an apartment. It's causing a mess, but they're massively profiting off of this situation. And then we have our bonehead governments, the U.S. and Canada combined, bringing in foreign people illegally, flooding the country illegally because they got their orders from the UN. With the UN has some kind of pact. Sorry about that, guys. So the term I was looking for was replacement migration. So the UN is telling the people involved with the UN, we need to bring in all these foreigners because our current populations aren't growing enough, making a whole bunch of babies. So we got to bring in a bunch of foreign illiterate people with diseases to the country illegally, not being checked whatsoever. And meanwhile, we're also going to be defunding the border patrol agents that are trying their very best to do their job, but the government's actually working against them in all sorts of manners. So it's getting pretty pathetic out here, guys. I'm just going to tell you that. What else is happening? Well, like I said, the crap going on with the housing market and the property market is insane. I'm guessing now a couple of my buddies are waiting for a collapse so they can actually afford to own their own home because they're stuck renting forever. Yeah, I can see that, but I don't think a collapse is going to happen unless World War III breaks out with China over Taiwan or something like that. Yeah. So it's a horrible situation for a whole lot of people. A lot of people are, they're stuck living with their family, which I don't think there's anything wrong with that personally whatsoever, because you can pool all your resources and money together, take care of your family all in one place. Not too bad, not too shabby. Makes a whole lot of sense. That's how all the old pioneers and homesteaders used to do it. They used to run the situation just like that. So yeah, isn't that fun? So just craziness. So currently, what's the date? Closing in on November the 20th, 2021. So I'm in shorts still. We've been lucky with some awesome weather, but unfortunately Vancouver, BC, they just got annihilated with a freak rainstorm, and is what it is. Sucks. So prayers and thoughts for them, guys, but holy crap, unreal. Yeah, so the housing situation, I'm not sure right now. But what does that mean for the tiny house? Well, that means I'm going to be trying to squirrel away money to able to do my plan in the future. Get a piece of property out in the country, hopefully something affordable, even if it's a fixer-upper. And then I'm going to place an Amish shed, the biggest ones they make on that property, have those guys deliver, set it up, blah, 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 and go from there. Because I can definitely hook that up, turn it into an off-grid solar place for myself, rent out the house, fix up the house, rent it out, whatever, and go from there. Because people are banging down doors on people's houses right now to find a place to rent that's affordable for them because of the situation that everybody's in. So, unlike the US, where land is very affordable as long as you're willing to go, to some boony towns, here I'm stuck where I'm stuck, in the Twilight Zone. I need to find something local just outside of town, like I said, and then go from there. That would be my game plan. If that doesn't work out, I'm gonna be stuck where I am. But it is what it is, guys. Everybody's got to do what they want to do. Now, High Tech Guy 18 and I haven't talked to Graham in quite a while, but High Tech Guy 18 said, well, triaxle trailer's okay. Enclosed, he recommended an enclosed trailer or a van life situation where I get all that stuff. The problem with that, guys, is currently I have no place to put that stuff because they're developing housing everywhere. You guys saw my other YouTube channel where I was building that little off-grid trailer at the side of the place, at the side of the house. And then the city came in and said, oh, we're developing all this. That's got to go. So, yeah, just wonderful. And the city actually rewrote it's because it can, because they're in control, the property lines, which I thought was insane, just so they could sever that little piece of land that was right there beside our parents' place. So, yeah, that's crazy. Is what it is, though. And yeah, unbelievable stuff going on. So I've been, also the Bonehead administration's coming after the media really good. And when I talk about the media, guys, I'm talking about the media they don't own. They own the corporate media. Anything you read in the newspaper, here on the radio, on the TV, they own that. And they went over, obviously they've been going after InfoWars for forever. They're going after them hard right now. They also went after Project Veritas hard. And, but everybody's a fighter. Everybody's in on it now. Joe Rogan's doing a lot of the, bringing up a lot of the stuff now as well, because people are watching him for more of the news, the real news of what's going on, not this parrot propaganda corporate media that's bought and paid for. Now, don't get me wrong, guys, I watch both, because now I watch my local news, which gives me some national news propaganda, and then my local propaganda. But then I watch the alternative media, which is the real news, and you compare and see who's bullshitting. There's two sides to every story. If you're only getting one side, you don't have the full story, guys. That's how it goes. It's a saying to live by. Two sides to every story. Get both sides, go from there. Make up your mind. It'll paint a nice big picture for you. So, I shouldn't have to keep telling people that, but a lot of people do not pay attention to alternative media because they just go off whatever's on the headlines or trending charts or whatever. That's all they deal with, so that is what it is. So there we go. So I'm going to start shooting some more videos for you guys. It's going to be a lot of prepping and political stuff going on my channel. A lot of content change up because the tiny house is sold, but I'll give you updates if it isn't sold and go from there, because I still need the other half of the money and go from there. So that's what's going on right now. We'll see you guys later. See all my live daily content. Become a Patreon member. Click on the link on my YouTube channel at the Off-Grid Tiny House. Click on support this channel. It'll take you to the Off-Grid Tiny House page on Patreon, or you can just Google it. Sign up and join in. Thank you.